Hey there! In this video I'm going to show you how to make this scrap friendly cell phone case. This project is very scrap friendly. You are going to need your outside sections, so you're going to need 2 pieces for your outside, you're going to need 2 pieces for your inside lining, and you're going to need 2 pieces of scrap batting that you would use for quilting. And also I have a button and a piece of narrow elastic. To get the dimensions for my cell phone case, I had to place my cell phone on the top here, and I can't really show you right now because I'm actually using it to film. And also I actually have a case that makes it a little bit more chunkier, so I actually had to make my case a little bit bigger. So my dimensions are 5 inches width and it's 7.5 inches long. I have a Samsung phone, so it's quite bulky. Another thing I want you to bear in mind when you're making this case, because my original fabric was going to be this, and what you want you to bear in mind is the fact that because it's such a small project, if you choose something with too big of a pattern on it, you're not really going to appreciate it that much because it's going to be really small. So I would recommend using something with a smaller print on it, or just something with just a straightforward print like this, rather than something that actually has some sort of motif like a cat or whatever on it. To take your first piece of batting and place on top of that one of your external pieces, and we are going to sew our button into place using our sewing machine. My sewing machine comes with a special foot that helps you to attach buttons on. This is my foot here, and these 2 red dots are basically where the holes are on your button. So you just take your button and you slip it inside of there, and you have it so the holes are just where the red dots are, and your needle goes up and down within them holes, so that's where your guideline is. Now the reason why this is here, this little slider here, is it will elevate the button up slightly, so if you don't want it to be too far stitched down, it will elevate it up. And as you can see, I've now attached my foot to my sewing machine and we'll place this into place. My button is around about 1.25 inches from the top, because I don't want it to be too far at the top of my cell phone case, so 1.25 appears to be good enough. I am now going to select stitch number 90, because this stitch will automatically select the width that it needs to be to attach your button. So right here on this screen, it'll let me know that I need to change the foot to the M foot, which I've already done it. So now it knows that it's attaching a button. Now everything is ready to go. And I'll generally do it twice. And that's my button attached. How simple was that? Just cut some of these threads away so it doesn't look messy. Now what we're going to do is take the second part of this fabric and we're going to put it right sides down. And we're going to take our batten piece. And we're going to sew all the way around. Change your sewing machine back to a straight stitch and sew. You're going to do the same thing with this piece, however you're going to leave an opening somewhere. You can leave an opening at the side, you can leave an opening at the bottom, whichever you would like to do. However, you just need to leave an opening somewhere on the pouch. So what next is you're going to sew around this one here, which is your lining pieces. You're going to get 2 of your lining pieces. And what I want you to do is leave an opening somewhere, either here or at the bottom here. This is to pull it right sides through. Obviously, you're going to leave the top bit open, but somewhere you're going to either leave an opening here or at the bottom. I'm going to leave an opening at the bottom. So I'm going to sew all the way down. And then I'm going to sew across. Actually, I'm going to go a bit further. I'm going to sew across. And I'm going to backstitch. Go forward. I'm going to lift the needle up. And then I'm going to hop over, leaving an opening. And I'm going to sew, reverse, and then go on, and then turn it, and then go up. So see this here where I hopped over? Just clip that off. And then we have this opening at the bottom here to turn right sides out. So let's clean this up so we can cut some of this bulk out of here. So we're just going to cut away some of this bulk. Could do it on this one and on the other one. I would just like you to turn the pretty side one, so the external one, right sides out. I want you to keep the lining piece this way out, like the ugly side out. If your corners are looking a little bit like this, just get something blunt and just push them out. And also give it a little bit of a press. Now you're going to take your lining section and you are going to place your main body part all the way in. Like so. My elastic piece measures in at 5 inches, and you're going to take your elastic piece and you're going to fold it over to make a loop. And then what we're going to do is on the opposite side, not where the button is. So you've got the button on this side, you're going to flip it over and you're going to place the elastic so the loopity-loop is facing down. And the tails are going to be hanging out like this, and you are going to clip that into place so it doesn't move on you. You are going to have your seams all matched up and you're going to have everything clipped into place. You're going to take this over to your sewing machine and you're going to sew everybody down. Now this may be a little bit fiddly, just bear with it, and you're just going to start sewing into place. As it goes around, you're going to have to keep manoeuvring things. Coming up to where my elastic goes. Now where my elastic is, I'm going to want to go over this a few times. So we're going to go forward and then reverse and then forward again. The reason for that is it's going to have a lot of wear and tear. And then just keep going around the phone case. You just have to keep manoeuvring the fabric about so you can get in there. Now that the top is finished, this is where the little hole comes into play. So you will now be able to pull everybody through. Now we have to deal with this here, the opening. We're going to take it over to the iron. We're going to press this closed. Then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and sew this all the way shut. I'm just going to go straight across here. And if you want to, you can match your fabric colour with your thread colour. I'm just using white. Now you have something that looks like this, and what we're going to do is just push the lining into the little bag. So I'm just using a different phone just to show you how this works. And then I can flip this over, and that is my cell phone case all complete. I hope you've enjoyed using your scraps and making this cell phone case. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!